Hello and welcome to episode 67 of Let's Run Facebook Ads, a podcast with myself, Nick Boddington. Now, this week we're going to be discussing ROAS and something called MER. Now, you need to be using MER and not ROAS. And on this episode, I'm going to explain why. In the meantime, if you are on LinkedIn and you start following me, go to Nick Boddington. I am putting up every week little tips on things like what I talk about on the podcast, but in nice short little blogs. So go to Nick Boddington on LinkedIn and go follow me. Let's get into the podcast. Hello and welcome to Let's Run Facebook Ads, the podcast. MER, basically what this stands for is marketing efficiency ratio. Now, why am I talking about marketing efficiency ratio? Well, we have been very, very lazy marketers. Facebook has made marketing so easy for us over the years, since things like lookalike started in like 2016 and all this sort of stuff. And then you know that I've been talking about always use conversion objectives in your ads. And the amount of ads that I've gone on to through my consultancy and in our own business and for clients, etc. And all I've done is taken something and changed it from traffic and then rerun it as a conversion campaign. It's just worked. The client's made a fortune. Our agency's made a fortune. It's just, it was all so easy. You could just literally get some good creative, half decent creative that you built in Canva. You still do that, by the way, but I was talking about throwing it up onto an ad, and the chances are, as long as you optimize the right way, it works. Now, without going on about the boring iOS and all this sort of stuff, and Google's going to get rid of third party, it's boring, but we have to bring this into reality. It's happening. It's getting more and more frustrating for everyone. Our tracking ability is harder. Seeing what leads are coming in is harder. Seeing purchases when your ads manager says you've had 30 purchases in the last 7 days, yet you've only had 7 on your Shopify site, whatever it might be, this is all happening. And as marketing experts, especially in agencies like my own, we're having to navigate ourselves through this time to try and figure out the best way possible. Now, on LinkedIn, there's another article that I wrote last week, which is talking about how you need to be using UTMs. Now, that's a kind of very analytical, boring podcast, but I need to do one for you because you need to know all this. And I'm here to guide you through making money and making successful ads work for your business or your clients' businesses. And these are all things you have to take into account. So there's my little bit of an intro. Let's move on to what ROAS is and what MER is and why I need you to move into MER. Okay. ROAS is basically on your ads manager, you set up a campaign and you're setting up some ads, and these could be for purchases or they could be leads. And it's the amount of money that you spend to the amount of revenue that Facebook records gives you a return on your investment. Okay. Now, as advertisers, this is where I want you to start. And this is where my podcasts are going to start going. I need you to start changing the way you think. The times, as an advertiser, we are always wanting the quickest win possible, okay? But going out to find new business is always, and always has been, the most expensive part, okay? Retargeting people and getting people to buy your product again is so much more cheaper with email marketing and your return, your like bottom of funnel ads, all this sort. It's easier. It's harder to get people in who will convert, and it's more expensive to do that, which is why I still say and still do use a conversion campaign. So how we're running our ads doesn't change. Okay. I still want you to use these conversion campaigns. I want you to forget about traffic and things like that, but I want you to use a conversion campaign to make sure you're bringing the right people in to your funnel. Okay. They have to be right. If you run as a traffic, you're going to get so many people who just click ads and just clickers, just bad people. Not bad people, bad people from a marketing point of view. They're not bringing in sales. You want, Facebook is still hugely intelligent and knows that Joe Blogs is more likely to buy your product. So we want to bring Joe Blogs into your funnel. Okay. But it's about the tracking and it's about the reporting. And now as an agency, we have to report to our clients on a monthly basis They get a beautiful report, which is coming from something called Data Studio. And the reason we use that is because it comes from Google. We're having to take our information of what's working and not working from Google opposed to Facebook, because it goes to show, let's say you're in e-com, let's just keep it to e-com to be nice and simple. You're selling a £20, £30 product, and you've got ads out to sell jewelry for 30. So it's a bracelet for £30. Now, Facebook has said that you've had 10 orders yesterday. So you've done 300 in revenue, but you've actually only done 3 orders and you only did £60 in revenue, but you spend 100 quid on those ads. Okay. So your ROAS in Facebook is saying one thing, but in reality, it's saying different. You get stressed and you're wondering how you're going to make this work. This is why we need to forget about ROAS. In a way, delete it from your ads manager. Okay. From your columns, where the thing that you'd be looking at every single day, running your ads, take that out of your columns. We now need to look at the marketing efficiency ratio. This comes down to the overall part of your marketing. Okay. You're doing Facebook, you're doing a bit of TikTok, you're doing some Google ads. Okay. All that is coming in. I want you to look at how much you're spending as a whole on your marketing activity and look at how much revenue you've taken. That is creating an overall ROI, the return on your investment, for your business. When we're looking at things like ROAS, everyone has a different cost or different margins to their business. So you might be selling a bracelet for £30. And let's say you were doing, let's say you did spend £10 a day and you took £100 out and you're getting a 10 ROAS, okay? But what if your profit only meant that you made 5 quid? What if 95% of that ROAS, of the revenue that came in, so you took £100, but your costs were 95, then that ROAS makes no sense. So you have to look at it from an MER. This has always been here. Now, I hold my hands up. The time it's been easy, guys. It has been easy. Even as an agency owner, we have found it easy because we only looked at ROAS. Why? Because it was actually, if Facebook said it had 10 orders, it had 10 orders. We looked at things. Yes, obviously we went deeper in to find out what the margins were for our clients, but it all worked out. But now I can't, on most of my accounts, I can't go by what the results are from Ads Manager. I still look at the CPMs, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions. I still look at the cost per click going through. I still look at the click-through rate. All those things are pre-post. And Facebook, they're accurate. Facebook knows how many people have clicked through to your website. Facebook knows all these things. But once someone has gone to your website, post the click, this is where all these platforms are now struggling, which is why Facebook is basically saying something called estimated modeling. It's assuming that based on all the billions of things in its billions of data points in its algorithm and looking at your website and what you've been doing online, etc., it estimates that you have done 10 orders, okay, yesterday, but you have only done 2. Now, this is where the confusion is, and this is why we've got to look at it from a business point of view. Carry on with your ad spend, carry on looking at the ads and taking into account good CPMs, good click-through rates, good click-through costs, driving good traffic from a conversion objective into your website. But after that, the information that we're going to see in our platforms of what we're using is going to suck a bit, okay? It's not going to be accurate. So we have to look at it from an overall point of view to figure out what is working and what is not working, which is the MER, marketing efficiency ratio. Let's keep it nice and simple. You're spending £1,000 a month on your advertising. You've taken in £10,000 in revenue. It's working. That's all I want you to do. Also, we also need to get out of the world of wanting to see 3 ROAS, 10 ROAS, all this sort of stuff. We've been, and this has never changed in marketing, we are always obsessed with the acquisition of a new customer. We see most of our clients forget about once you've got someone in, what are you then going to do with them? If someone's in your funnel but hasn't purchased yet, fine. Get the right things in front of them, retarget them with email marketing, retarget them with ads on different platforms, have a look at what platforms they're sitting on. Where do you think they're going to go? Is it B2B? You're going to do a bit of Facebook? You're going to do a bit of LinkedIn? Keep them in that funnel, keep nurturing them and taking them down until they might purchase. It could be tomorrow they purchase. It could be in 2 weeks' time. It could be in 3 months' time that they purchase. Either way, the more value, the more opportunities you give that person to enjoy following your brand, they should buy from you at some stage. Move your mindset away from just acquiring a customer, just acquiring a customer, just acquiring a customer. That is where we all think, but we have to think about people in the funnel. I need you to think about people coming in the funnel, keeping in your funnel, seeing advertising and branding from you at the right times to make them want to purchase from you. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is on another podcast is talk about something that I've called Omni 8. And that is basically a campaign where we're going to use reach, and we're going to keep a reach campaign open with 8 different ads where we can retarget people who are in our funnel really nice and cheaply, showing them different types of content. But at the same time, we're still going to keep our retargeting ads on, set up for conversion to get those people through. But rather than seeing one ad at top of funnel, one ad at middle of the funnel, and then one ad at bottom of funnel, and then going, hoping for the best that they're going to actually close and buy something from you, we're going to do more than that. In the middle of funnel, we're going to try and really charge up your marketing campaigns. So that's it for this podcast. It's rather than me coming on now and saying, this is what you need to do, I'm just going to slowly taking it in over the next, well, from now on, because this is the new world we're in from digital advertising point of view, your mindset is going to slowly start changing. We're going to take you on this journey as we are as an agency for other clients, and we're going to start changing the way we think about our marketing. We're having to go back to the old age of good old proper marketing. Facebook just made it too easy to win purchases and leads on the acquisition, low-hanging fruit, or what I've always called it, the low-hanging fruit, and that's all we were doing. Now I want you to think about the whole tree. I want you to think about all that ripening fruit on the tree, and you're going to be the ones that grab. You're going to be the ones that are constantly grabbing the fruit that suddenly turns right. Let the other guys grow and grab that low-hanging fruit all the time, because they're always going to be struggling and trying to find the next deal. You are going to create this amazing funnel of people that are just going to be dropping into your lap. I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, MER, no longer ROAS. Take it out, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Bye for now.